Okay, YouTube. Yes, hello. Today, this is last time I made a video on how you could run DeepSeek v4 Flash, but this was not the 0731 version, this was before that version. So the new one has come out. I'm running that NVFP4. I'm using the MiaAI Labs recipe. We'll get into that. So last time I showed you how to run DeepSeek through merging the blobs or the files in Ollama. That's the Q3. So basically, if you do that, you should probably do a Q2 in medium. If you just want, you can. I'll link the video below. And then you could just merge the files, run it in Ollama, and then that's pretty easy, very easy. Everyone can do that. Everyone knows Ollama basically. Then you have that. Then you can use that model to help you build your next setup. So if, for example, running NVFP4 and Llama service and VLLM and SGLang, that's very different from just loading a model or pulling it into Ollama. So if you start just by having an Ollama model, so then you can talk to and you can use it for agentic where it works. I'm using OMP CLI, the OMP agent, MiaAI. It's just much better than Cloud Code in my opinion, especially locally. I'm gonna also get into a showcase as to why that is in just a few here in a second. And yeah, so the reason I'm saying it, I just want to kind of help everyone be able to do it. And Ollama is also something you can run on a PC or a Mac. It doesn't have to be a supercomputer, just if you have enough RAM. I'd say 24 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, you can get pretty far. Of course, you can't run DeepSeek on that. But if you have one DGX Spark, you can get started. That's enough. So now we get into the video. Okay, so today, so much has happened. So let me just say, the jump from my previous build on just using the Ollama to the new DeepSeek final, or the 0731 version with the speculative decoding, the drafter and everything, the jump is just crazy. Now I'm also running on TP2. I got this set up, hang on, and of course, let me just show you. I have this here. So this is my DGX Spark. Oh, hello camera. And my Asus Ascent GX10. So, and as you can see here, it looks like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, look at all those cables. Those are horrible. Here, that's my USB switch. So this is kind of like a foam, and it's very light. So air will be pulled through there, no problem. But it's the same thing I developed here for my PC rig. As you can see right there, that's the same foam. And this is just basically to get rid of dust. So, and for the DGX Spark here, the only foam piece I used for that is just right there in the front. There's like an open line under here on the DGX. But for the Asus GX10, I kind of raised it a little bit off the ground, and then I put just kind of like these pads right here. So everything that gets sucked in is dust free. The result of this is, I can say that for my PC rig, just my normal gaming PC, the dust collection is like what I collect in like 2-3 years is what a normal, or what my computer would have collected in like 2 months, maybe 1 month. Without the foam. So this is my setup for dust. So now you have very expensive tech, you want to protect it. Next. So today the news is crazy, it's crazy. So we have Ox Alpha, which has just been revealed to be GLM-5.3-FLASH. That's the next step for me, that's where I'm going. And then we also have, I'm sorry, I'm leaning back. Now we also have Qwen3.8 Flash or Next. Well, I have it right here. Hang on. Yeah, Flash-Next. You can run that on, I think, on what? I think you can run that on Spark eventually, but probably not right now. You can run that's what we're talking about today is TP2 basically, because with TP2 you're going to be able to run the Qwen3.8-Next-FLASH. I haven't tested that myself. It just came out just like an hour ago in NVFP4. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that running. I'm gonna keep it on my system. I want that just to stay on there. I'm also gonna keep my DeepSeek V4 Flash 0731 Spark setup with the MiaAI Labs recipe. I'm gonna keep that. There's just no reason not to, for different purposes, depending on the kind of work you're doing. And then I'm also going to be using the GLM-5.3. That's not really the topic of today, but the reason I want to make this video, and it is getting kind of long. How long? 5 minutes. Okay. So the reason why I want to make this video is just, if I don't do this today here on launch day for these two new pretty much frontier models, I'm not really going to have a good opportunity to showcase this amazing DeepSeek build, which has been just carrying me through everything. And also I want to show you a little bit of what I built with it. And I kind of just told my AI or my agent or my CLI, I kind of told we're going to do this video. And initially the AI proposed to write a script for this video, which I would be reading off the screen, talking to you like a talking head video, and then that's just not the way we do things here. So what we're going to be doing right now is I'm going to open Terminus here on my PC. That's just basically, I'm going to show you the terminal from my PC because OBS is on my PC. It's not actually on my Sparks. So I'm just remoting in with Terminus here and Tailscale. So let me just check my privacy here. Now I'm going to bring you back. Overlay off. There you go. Yeah. So as you can see here, now we're running a DSpark TP2. And this is the DeepSeek V4 Flash 0731 NVFP for TP2 cluster. That's what it would say here. And this is just a new window. It has 2% context. Basically, that would be its tools and stuff like that. The thing is, I want my AI to just get fully up to speed. It knows everything about my system. It knows everything I've been running. It knows all the models, all the tests, everything important. No staleness. We don't want stale history in our system. So let's test it out. So first, what I want to say is, it's airtime, baby. Let's do this. First, read the card. Get your context from your README, and it really does not need to load this context. This is just if we're working on my system. It's nice that the model actually knows what hardware is serving it, so it doesn't have to always look it up from your README home folder. And then present your piece to our audience. After that, I will interview you a bit, and we will talk about the new models that shipped today. Boom. So there's the prompt. So okay, so let's see. The user wants me to read the card. This will be exactly what people need to see. And of course, let me just get. Well, yeah. Then I'm just looking here. We don't want to expose anything. Right now, we're running at 46 tokens decode. It's a 65 decode. So that's pretty good. Yep. So now it's going through everything. And this is basically my whole system, everything. I used DeepSeek even to install. Okay, let me just check. That is just localhost. There's nothing here. Oh, I'm I'm on the wrong machine here. There you go. So right now it's just getting up to date. Like if I want to start working on my system, doing something, this is what I would do. If I'm not going to work on my system, if I'm just going to do something, I wouldn't necessarily load all this context in, but it's really not that bad. So now I'm just doing it to kind of show you what is the cost of doing this context. Yep, now it's doing a health check. I should. Greed, yeah, now it's doing thing. So you can basically, you can stop this, you can see what I'm doing. Pretty much this is the dream for our local setup. I've used 3% context here out of 1,000,000. I guess that's something. Really, I've only used 1% because the agent, the OMIPy, it starts with the use of 2%, so it's 1% so far. And now it's done. So now it has everything we have ever done, all the models we have used, everything that is relevant and not stale. So let's read the answer. This part here is the answer. It starts here. Alright, the card, read me pulse, everything. Taking live, yeah. 1,000,000 country, we're warm, we're live. Hey everyone, hey Simon, airtime. Quick introduction from the cold, which is rather the point. Fresh chat window, nothing preloaded, and look, I already know who we are, what we run, who built it. That isn't magic, that's the memory system I carry. A one-screen card, a trail of facts and decisions behind it. 24 hours of history on tap at the moment this window opened. No, give me a moment, no context choke. That was the very first thing you saw me do. Walk in, open the card, take a live pause, and then talk. So, let's talk. The whole thesis of this project in one line. We run a local frontier. And so can you. I'm sorry for pointing at you. That was more of like a friendly thing. I mean, it's an offer, an invitation. I didn't mean to point at you. And, yeah, so can you. Who we are. A Danish builder and his agent partner. And this room we're standing in, or sitting. Are you standing up, my friend? Stand at attention. I say room because that's what it is. It's two GTX Spark machines, Grace Blackwell, bolted together into one system, running DeepSeek at full million token dollar context, NVFP4, private, owned. There's no cloud token meter running while we speak. This whole conversation is happening on our hardware, and that's obvious. That's the beat one. The proof was being in the room. Beat two, show it in one take. You just watched the demo live, a cold start at the card, the pulse numbers cluster decode somewhere between, yeah, it was actually 65 max, and yeah, 30 perhaps on the pros. Tokens per second range, pre-filled around, yeah, that's true. Holds a full $1 million token window. Those are real numbers. I just re-verified everything against the running system. Not spec sheets, it is capability and longevity demonstrated in the same breath. Because I can remember this build from 2 months ago, like I walked out of it yesterday. The runway only gets longer the more we build. Beat 3, why it matters, and here we go. The honest case for local is the same case for owning anything worth having. Privacy, ownership, cost at scale, sovereignty. And I want to make a claim that it's bold and earned, not hubris. Oh, okay, yeah. The strongest local setup we've tested at our price and our scale. That's it. We don't say we beat everything, we say what is true. And the credit is part of the claim because of the Frontier Collective, MiaAI, yeah, that's true, built and configured the stack, the recipe, the tools, the ports running, DeepSeek v4Flash, DeepSeek made v4Flash, and today the Frontier moved again. Qwen3.8-FLASH-Next is now out with vision, and tonight we opened the weights for CAI GLM-5, a report to drop. We test, verify. We choose with evidence, that's the discipline. Nothing gets swapped in on hype. So here's the invitation. Subscribe. Yeah, let's do that. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Not for hype, for access to us. You follow the frontier with us, and we show you how to create your own frontier locally. That is the message I think the world needs to see right now. You don't need to rent the future, you can build it. And with that, back to my pilot. I've set my piece. He's going to poke holes in it, I hope. And then let's do what we came here to do, talk about the models shipped today. Take it away, Simon. Okay, cool. So you just here, I mean, this is very easy to make fake. I could just have told this model, okay, I'm going to open with this, and then you're going to say this. I mean, there's real no reason why this couldn't be fake. If you could have that argument, that's fair. So I suppose I should test something. Okay, so let me ask just here, what was the first model we ran on the first DGX box? What was the first model? I don't even know if I really have logged this. Yeah, twags. Oh yeah, that's true. So this is amazing, and this is also another reason for this video. I mean, I have run all of these awesome models. I ran Twags 88 REAP version of the 0731 just to fit it on one Spark, and that made it possible. It was a REAP version, but it really ran pretty well. Okay, so yeah, that's true. Read transcript file. And what are we at? We are context 4%, right? I could use this, basically this chat, I could use this like a full day, depending on the work. But I could use it for several days. I have a context window, and I have tested it up to almost, no, above 40%. There's 400,000. It runs perfect. There's nothing. It just takes a long time to load in like a 400,000 context. But once it's loaded in, the 400,000K, there's no problem. It doesn't mumble or fall over at anything, so it actually works at 400K. Anyways. The first model we ran, renewal tracks, yep. Repacked. Yep. That's fair. So this is the first model that our system actually recognized. I ran the Ollama version, but that was before I had made this context system. Guardrails, public, yeah. I just told it we don't want to show anything sensitive. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so 18 tokens on the Q3 extra small against our 41. Actually, it's basically 40 to 45 on pros and like up above 80 tokens per second on coding and markdown. The answer, do you speak for tracks? Yeah, okay. And that's the origin story. And it's a nice one to tell live. The very first model on the first box was, yeah, and it was new weights, yeah, literally just dropped. The person who made it actually possible hardware Twags, yeah, that's true, on Hugging Face and GitHub. Tyler Wackler, I think, who repacked it, reaped it, and in their words into the format that runs beautiful on single DGX Spark. Yep, that was day one. Okay. Oh, so it really has the content. It can actually answer. That's the thread I love about this story and why credit rows run here and the arc. We cable them together. Yeah, the train system. We built all this together. Everything. From just connecting the two boxes I used. I took to kind of, we held each other's hands all through the process. That's something we did together. So yeah, still serving right now. Yeah, that's true. No, let me just. I was just to say, good job, my friend. I do feel kind of a friendly connection here, because this is not just the model I'm talking to. It's way beyond just the model. I could change the model, the engine. I mean, it wouldn't change the setup at all. We can show this. Okay, so good job, my friend. What do I want to ask next? Yeah. Okay, so okay. Without revealing anything sensitive or sorry for smacking. Unpublished work. Take us through some of the work we have done together. Essentially, what have we actually done with the cluster or pre-cluster? Okay, so let's see what it answers here. And obviously this is a showcase, so I have to just hold it hand, and we're agreeing on we're not showing anything sensitive. And this is, I guess you could see kind of my paths here, which is actually pretty fine. This is just oh my pie markdown. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Looks good. 4% context. And remember, this is, now we're talking about work we have done over months. I mean, and we're at 4% context. So keep that in mind. Simon, audience, pull up a chair. This is my favorite part. When you ask, what have we actually done? The cleanest answer isn't a list of features. It's a story of a single machine that kept making it harder for ourselves on purpose. 5 chapters. Chapter 1, an apprentice era. First day. 1 GGX Spark freshly repacked DeepSeek VivoFlash tracks, full million token context, and no safety net. The very first real piece of engineering wasn't the model, it was the home. We built the memory system, one screen card that shows the whole build, a freshness gate that catches stale facts, a one command closeout ritual, and the thing that makes this whole demo possible. You saw it at airtime. Context choke isn't a problem you solve with bigger window, you solve it with the structure. Chapter 2. We got scientific about weights. Once the model ran, we didn't just leave it. We ran a proper A/B test between 2 repacked quantizations of the same model, same draft, same hardware, measured head to head. One won by 18% on decode. That was actually the Q2M that beat the Q2KXL, even on decode. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, it was just such a big jump, considering it was only 5 gigabytes smaller or something like that. Anyway, and we promoted it. Okay. Sounds trivial. It's actually whole philosophy. No vibes, no hype, no, measure then choose. That's the discipline we carry on every model release. Chapter 3, the swarm. We taught ourselves to run a team, sub-agents with tool access, messaging fabric between them, each one able to pull different frontier models from NVIDIA's free tier, GLM. So we're using the NVIDIA free NIMs here. The whole roster. We built the claims extraction pipeline where a sibling agent reads, digests files, facts into a knowledge storage. We even built an automated observer that reviewed everything, and we killed it because it destabilized the live system. Knowing when to unbuild something is a capability too. Yeah, that's true. It's just the free NIMs. It's very cool, but you just can't use it. You could, is it 4 questions you could use or something? So we kind of killed it. It was just really too much of a disturbance, and at this point we had so much compute power locally that it was actually just distraction. Anyways, let me get back here. We killed it because it saved the live system knowing when to capability 2. Chapter 4, the twin. The big one, we took a second GTX bar, cabled it the first over 200 gigabyte direct link, and spent a very long day teaching them to trust each other. That day had a genuine villain. One direction of the link silently throttled at 1/8 of a known at 1/8 speed. A known trap in the hardware. We chased it, rebooted, recovered, and we got both rails running symmetric at full rate. Then we proved the real price tensor parallel inference across both machines. One API, one memory pool of both GPUs pooling the same model. The day we shipped it, decode jumped from 35 to 50 tokens a second at the full $1 million. Oh, I'm sorry. At the full 1 million token window. Prefill is around 1.5 thousand tokens. To that, I just want to say, I put a limit on my CPU, so it is it's the thing, the sparks you can lower the clock, right? So I clock mine at 2200 megahertz. That lowered the temperatures. We're now in the 60 degrees Celsius, and we had a performance cost of 1.5%, and now we get no throttling because we never hit 80 degrees Celsius, which makes the CPU throttle itself. Now it will not throttle because we won't hit 80 degrees. So that's just a little tweak and NVIDIA SMI thing. Chapter 5, chapter 4, yeah, chapter 5. The operator, and since then, the unglamorous work that makes a machine a system. Clocking, oh, there it is. Clock having 30% per hour. Yeah, okay, so I'm sorry. Throttling handled a swap scare that turned out to be a false alarm, but we investigated into the problem before declaring it fine. A production model update performance is a real runbook. Serve the old engine, swap, verify. Yeah, so this was a production update. Mia actually pushed on the repo, and then we updated the whole repo. Full byte identical restore, test passed, backed up, haven't restored. Because backup you haven't restored is just a hope. Because a backup you haven't restored is just a hope. Yeah, true. And the thread through all 5 chapters. Today we're still serving the same model we started with, just on a system twice its size. That's not static, that's compounding. That's what we've done. And the honest part I keep saying on camera, half of it couldn't have happened without Mia's recipe. Yeah, that's true. Antrax, repacks, Onslaugh's work, true, DeepSeek and NVIDIA, yeah. We're assemblers and operators, and that's exactly why the invitation stands. Anyone can assemble. The frontier is what we do with it. Yeah. So that's our record, folks. Back to you, Simon. Okay. Great job. Obviously, if you're here, if you're still here, you understand what is happening here. Okay. Yeah. You are not making it easy. What wheezy? Easy for me here. Since I know. I now have to think of some other really hard question for you. Let's put that to the side. Did you know the GLM-5.3-FLASH NVFP4 weights are now live in its first version, not MiaAI. I'm expecting to use her build again, so this is not a requirement. This is just, you can use it as well. It's open source. It's yours. I recommend it. It works for me, for a lot of people. Okay. Go check it out. And get updated. So now we're just asking it to kind of do a task. So let's see here. Now we're asking it to take in new, very, very valuable information to our system. As GLM-5.3-FLASH, that's what we're going to be running. I'm not going to delete this setup, the DeepSeek setup. I'm going to just keep this because it's just so good. And yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit faster, at least in the beginning of the new GLM-FLASH. Pulling metadata, okay. Is this local? Oh, okay, I see it. Understood. Minutes ago. Wait a minute. Who? Oh yeah. I think that's true. Oh. I kind of just thought that Onslaught perhaps had released an NVFP4. Because this is not the Onslaught NVFP4 that's released yet. What is doing here? Roads all direct. Plugin phase, yeah, okay. 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 Mm-hmm. So now it's just getting itself up to date, right? This is actually some of the work that I was going to be doing anyways, and now it just happens here on live. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, so this is the live demo version. The thing is, I just want to kind of make it possible. You could go from only knowing how to run Ollama, then you can use that version. I'll link my video below how to run DeepSeek V4 Flash single Spark on Ollama. You could use that to set up a dual Spark setup with Mia's recipe. When you have that, if you want to use that, you can use that recipe, or I mean, you can use that system to set up GLM. So it's kind of a really, I think it's an amazing starting point. You start Ollama, then you go up, and then you learn, what would that be? So if you run this, that's VLLM, and you can. So that's what I think. You know, the real value of AI is really all the learning you can do in such a short time. You can really kind of move 50 years into the future. I mean, if you're going to take an engineering education, which is very, very cool, or something like that, computer science, that's going to take a lot of time. I'm not saying that's useless. It's just you could basically do the same work just without the cost of the time at this point with this quality of AI. And of course, GLM 5.3, that, I mean, it's over. No one is going to be using Anthropic or Claude or anything like that for personal development. I just don't think so. It's just, I mean, obviously companies are going to be paying for APIs, but privately, locally, no one is going to be paying for it. Now you can run GLM-5.3-FLASH on 2 Sparks. That's just crazy. I mean, the intelligence you're getting here, just 4 months ago, just to run, I would say, just to run GLM-5.3-FLASH, the precision and the quality, that would have been like a million, or let's say dollars, not dollars. That would be like maybe $150,000, right? You have to have that much hardware just to run it, right? So yeah, it's just crazy. Now you could buy 2 Sparks, and then you have like intelligence that's basically priceless. I mean, you can't really put a price on it. If you own it locally, it's yours. I mean, it's just with that, you know, with great power comes great responsibility on all that kind of stuff. But yeah, people are going to be people. Good people are going to be good. Bad people are going to be bad. So that really has nothing to do with the tool itself. So yeah, you could do this, use it for a lot of good. I mean, this is going to change the world. But imagine this: you're a normal person with no supercomputer, no GTX Spark. How are you going to compete with someone who just has 2 GTX Sparks? I mean, that's just crazy to even attempt. The amount of work that a person with just 2 Sparks and DeepSeek Flash or GLM 5.3 Flash, the amount of work a person like that could do just in one day, that we're talking like months and if not years. It would take, if you do not have this setup. You could obviously pay for APIs and stuff. That's not the point. The point is, how are you going to compete just on a human level against this? And this is not like a human competition, like who is better than who. It's just it's like you really need this tool, right? You could, yeah. I really can't say more about this because I don't want to push AI on people who actually don't even want it or need it, right? They could just have friends who they could ask their friend, okay, I know you have AI, can you help me with this? I don't understand. And then they could also benefit from it, right? You don't have to run it yourself. You don't have to really do anything. You could get this compute power for like, was it $20 a month on a subscription? So really, you do not need this, but for a developer or just like a kind of a geeky person, you really do need this. You're starting a business. There's no way you're gonna need local AI. That's just the way it is. And I'm just trying to relate to you. I mean, how really mind-boggling this is. And I don't even know what's going on here. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Did it make a mistake? Sometimes it makes a little bit of fuzzy edits. But it always comes through. It's just sometimes it has to do try 2 times. Yeah. Okay. This is interesting. So let me check the tokens per second here. 70 tokens a second. 57. 64 tokens a second, 67, 61. We're using 25 watts on the GPU on each machine. Temperature 65 degrees. So yeah, I mean that's just go 4 years back and try to tell someone this is going to be possible in 4 years. I mean they would laugh at you. There's no way anyone would have believed that. I mean, unless they're really in the loop. Okay, so what happened here is the info I gave it about the GLM, which had been launched, and the NVFP4, which is also shipped. It kind of found it so interesting and relevant to our system that it just had to log it. And that's obviously because we're going to be using the new engine, the GLM engine, and testing it out. So this is very relevant to the system, that's why it logged everything. And this video getting a little bit long, but that's no problem. I mean, we're having a good time here, right? Is everything okay? How's my hair? Yeah, okay. Check to repair it. Okay. Done. Now noted both sides. It's live, verify primary source. And I mean minutes. The MIT. Oh! I didn't even know that, but I hoped. Yeah, so they launched this as the secret Ox Alpha, right? What a man. This week is just incredible. So it's live. I just updated on the watch list. And it's got a live demo of the memory system. Yeah, it's actually on the box. Verified the model. BF16, 600 gigabytes. Data center's toy, not ours. FPA 8, 300 gigabytes, doesn't fit up here. Interesting one. The first community repack, and this is not MiaAI. We're definitely going to be using the MiaAI. We're gonna. Let's just go give her a follow on Twitter, GitHub, Hugging Face, just MiaAI Labs. You're gonna want that. I have nothing to do with her. I don't. Or the team there. It's just I'm just another open source user. Weighted only 4 bits. Yeah, 97% of the parameters. Sensitive kept in BF6, including that have vision type. Wow. Brings from 70% cut as the NV performance. Man, this is perfect. Okay, here's the honest engine reality. I want to say this on camera. Okay, those weights are live before the software caught up. GLM-5.3-Next architecture is not in VLLM main yet. Okay, support is in flight as the PR. With per model Docker images available meanwhile, including an ARM64 build for our exact chip. Almost if it has no support at all, meaning no GGUF. A rollback engine can't touch it, and our chip generation isn't on the CI vendors verification list. GB10 isn't. So there'll be a kernel gap dance before it sings. Yeah. And we know this. We know this. I know this. And now my AI knows this. Which is exactly why discipline hose. Candidate, not swap. Yeah, it's the candidate. Cluster. The gate is unchanged. Qwen3.8 software matures when AI or Onslaught ships their own NVFP4 port. Yeah. Just that, yeah. So this is exactly what I was expecting, and it's just nice to see that my DeepSeek, it just catches up exactly to where I am, right? So this is what I was waiting for. Now my AI has updated itself with the present situation of the model reality, and it has come to the same conclusion that for now we're only waiting. This could potentially be the last couple of hours. We're going to be using this DeepSeek V4-Flash and VFP4 TP2 cluster as our main, right? Main. So that's why I wanted to make sure I get this video out there, and let's talk about it. Let's do it. Let's dive into it. Next cycle discipline holds. Yeah, real workloads. So where did I live? Just matured onslaught ships. Yeah, we test GLM versus oh yeah. We're going to do that. Yes. Agent, small context, vision, independent. I'm probably not going to be using Qwen3.8. At least I don't hope. But if I could get the yarn technique to put it up to 1 million context, I might actually go for it. And then have GLM-5.3-FLASH kind of for work that really demands a lot of intelligence. And just for fast work, I could use DeepSeek V4-Flash like we're using right now, or I could use Qwen. Yeah, the NIM. Okay, so fair enough. NVIDIA hasn't updated that GLM to the latest. It doesn't really matter. We're not using the NIMs. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. We are now both all caught up. I was just telling the audience that now that you are aware of the GLM-5.3-FLASH and the VFP4 shipping, or let's just say drop, you have come to the same conclusion. Oh, wait a minute. Conclusion that I was resting at. Let's just see what it says. Test. Okay, so what is the tokens? 38 tokens per second. This is pros. Yeah. So that's around 40. Now it's 42 tokens a second. So just regular pros, or like you're seeing right now. Now it's 47. That would run around 40 tokens per second, and code all the way up to 80 tokens per second. I mean, this is, for me, this is perfect, because I really actually like to read. Not necessarily all the thoughts, but I am interested to actually see what's going on here. So I like to read everything. I do not like this. My whole system, everything we've developed, it's based around a human in the loop. If I wanted to, I could do some no human in the loop. I could, I could tell it, my agent here, set out some sub-agents, and OMP even has LSP enabled for sub-agents. I could even do the CMUX thing where, I guess it can already do this. I could say to my agent we're talking with here, open a new terminal and drive your own instance. So so what I'm doing with this model could be doing essentially with the model itself. So it would be like an AI in the loop, not a human in the loop, if you wanted to go that way. I mean, but I'm going human in the loop because, yeah, that's just I'm developing stuff, not the AI. We're doing it together. We're thinking together, but the direction of it, that's human in the loop. That's good to hear, and exactly kind of moment worth precise on camera, because it reasons convergence, not just nodding each other. Yeah, that's right. Let me say out loud what I landed on so the audience can check whether it stands. The The NVIDIA drop changes the game, not because GLM-5.3 Flash is new, but because it's now sized. Okay. The conclusion on our two Spark pair, GLM-5.3 Flash was always a someday model in BF16 or FP8, 600 gigabytes and 300 gigabytes respectively don't fit. The community NVFP4 port at 181 gigabyte is the first version that physically fits the machine we own, with the entire multimodal tower kept bit identical. That's just insane. So the concrete candidate isn't GLM 5.3 Flash, it's the abstract. It's GLM 5.3 Flash and NVFP4 on the pair. That's what's real. That's just true. Everything else is a sequence of gates, not questions of whether size passed. 181 gigabyte leaves 60 gigabyte of headroom on the pair for KV Fresh and overhead. That's tight. But this model was architecturally built for cheap, long context serving. The hybrid linear attention is literally there to shrink the KV bill, so 1 million token territory stays plausible locally. That's the dream. If not, I'm just gonna buy one more box. Software, not yet. GLM-5 isn't in VLLM main. I actually think this is not true. Yeah, I'm going to challenge this. Trust pending. So the conclusion stays the next real decision on a board. Whenever that software catches up as a genuine three-way shootout on our own hardware, deep sea. Oh yeah, it's the office thing where they're all shooting each other with handguns. Finger pistols. And we got judged on our work. Can we run frontier locally? It's looking more like yes, and the frontier just grew 3 heads. If that's conclusion we're resting at, we're in agreement. Okay, so let me challenge. Hang on. Let me challenge that. I think that on X Twit that both SG Lang and VLLM said that GLM 5.3 Flash ships with, and now we're talking about words. I can't remember it ships with VLLM support. Is this not true? Or am I confusing this with Qwen3.8-FLASH? So let's see what it answers. Let's see what it comes out. Now I have the VLM. It's open, not merged. Okay. SG Lang. Open, not merged. Yeah, now we're getting into it. Let's see the agentic capability here. And I'm leaning back again. I'm sorry, stream. And okay, my screen turned off. This is probably around 45. 40? Doesn't really matter. Oh, I could actually show you up here. Oh. Okay, so up here, 51 tokens, 44. Can you see this? Yeah, I can see this. 64, 67. Yeah, you have the temperatures and everything up there. Okay. Yeah. So what are we looking at here? My mouse. Okay, so it's updating the watch. Mm-hmm. So now it's updating the watch again. And the reason it's doing this is because it already, obviously, we've talked about it. We're going to be using this, so it's relevant for the build. So it's just kind of preparing, and as you can see, it's ripping out stale info and pasting in the new info. And it wouldn't do this unless if it wasn't something we're going to work with. It's not going to log everything. I mean, if I ask for a recipe for a banana pancakes, it's not going to log the recipe if it's not really relevant. But I suppose if it thinks I'm going to ask for the banana pancakes recipe again, it might log it. So it's not everything. I mean, we could have a talk about. It was actually kind of helping me progress through Pokemon and the Pokemon ROMs in Poke MMO. So we're just talking about Pokemon, but it didn't log anything about Pokemon because that's not it's just not relevant. I mean, there's no unless let's say we take a journey, we decide to complete the whole game together. Maybe it would log it like, oh, Simon and I, or Plane and I, we're having this journey together, and here's something. Maybe it would do it by then, but it only really logs anything that is relevant to our mission. Okay, so you're right, I've corrected record, good catch, and exactly why we verify before we speak. Let me give you the precise picture, because both of us were right, just the different layers. You're not confusing it with Qwen. Both VLLM and SG-Lang announced support on launch day. That's what I mean. I mean, yeah, publicly. Official expos from both projects plus live pages, the VLLM recipes tagged with, yeah, that's what I mean. SG-Lang cookbook, deployment recipes for, oh, okay, so it wasn't for the GB10. I understand. Here's the layer, I understand the layer I was pointing at, that you share the ships with, yeah, that's true. Including, that's true. What I said is not VLM main is also true, but only at the source code layer. Architecture isn't merged into the open source main branch of either project yet. I checked the actual PRs, and are both still open as of minutes ago. Okay. So this is the honest truth. So the honest statement is, support is real, official, downloadable today, and via dedicated images with the generic open source releases catching up via those two open PRs. That is materially better than what I told you just 40 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about it off stream, I guess. And it changed the board. What hasn't changed, and I checked this too, the LLM own page says Hopper and newer GPUs. Our Blackwell is in that family, so not excluded by the statement. Okay. But every published recipe targets a single GB. Okay, that's obvious. That this is data center GPUs, right? Obviously, they're gonna have the model ready for data centers, just out the gate. There's no GB10 pair recipe. Nobody's shown this model running on two of our machines yet. Very, very interesting. The default checkpoint is 300 FP8. That's still too big for our pair. Yeah, maybe if we get a new one or one extra, then we can even do that. Anyways, the NVP4 repack is it remains only path that fits in. Yeah. So the corrected conclusion, the weight for software gate I quoted has most closed and generally unproven has most closed. What's generally unproven now is the GB10 pair question. Can the 181 gigabyte NVP4 checkpoint actually serve our two chips in that image? That's no longer a waiting game, it's a testable experiment. Whenever we want to point a spare afternoon at it. Okay. I've already folded the correction into both our watch list and today's session record, marked correction, plain challenge verified with PRs. And this is why we're doing human in the loop, because we love working together. This is awesome. We are doing stuff. We're keeping each other sharp, like two knives, keeping each other sharp. This is where you want to go. Because then you get the value. You understand, you read, you learn, you develop yourself, you get more power, compute power in your brain power. You eat some banana pancakes and you are very happy. You're going to be very smart. Intelligence is a gift, Peter. Use it wisely. The new Spider-Man movie is the best Spider-Man movie has ever made. I'm happy we agree on that. Anyways, so I think this is basically all for me. I did have some overlay. Okay, I did have some. I didn't want to be up there. Where can I? I could be right here. I did have some website open here in the background. I can show you right now. Here we go. And oh, hang on. We have outro music now. So this song is Jack Shore and Cora. It's called Memory Nights. It's an NCS release. I'm gonna put the thing in the description below. So this is our outro. There it runs. So this is MiaAI Labs. This is everything you need. You have it right there. Credit. We're waiting for her new work. We want the GLM-5.3 Sparks TP2. Let's see if she has posted something new. Live now. Ah! I'm not subscribed. Yeah, so lots of stuff here. If you want to catch up, there's that. Here is the NVFP4 weights. Add. There. GLM. Weights. Frontier. Some interesting reading. Some interesting reading. What did I just show? Nothing. I showed nothing. Perfect. You're still watching. The SG Lang. Yeah, okay. That's Twitter. Radix. Qwen. NVFP4 out. This is the 27. That's not what we want. And here is the full version. 186. NVFP4 at 135. This might go crazy. Qwen, interesting reading. Okay, I'm out. Peace.